Hello, Denise here at Junk Journal Junkie UK, and I'm back with another session with the Edith Holden project. So as you can see, I've been busy fussy cutting, so I've got a few bits to embellish with because we're starting to get to the embellishing stage now. But I'll just show you what I've done without you so far. So I've put the lace in the edge there where the white envelope was showing, and I went for black because it's a very dark wintry journal that I've created, folio, so anything too much light and too much cream just clashed with the yellow of the dark pages and the dark cotton that I've used. So I went for a bit of black in with the cream, and I left it out so that it's showing both sides, and then just to even it up a little bit, you see that up there, I've put a little bit on the tab with Country Diary showing, so that when you're looking at the book, I'm not sure if you've got a good enough view there, so that when you're looking at the book from the front you've got something there. I still haven't found a word for in there yet, I'm still looking. Oh yeah, so when we've got tabs missing, if you remember we made tags last video, so these are the tags that I've just stitched around them. That's all I've done. I haven't inked them or anything yet. Put some black lace on that one just to tie it in. I'll show you where that's going to go in a minute because we didn't make that last time. I just put some little frothy tabs on the end of those so they're easy to pull out, not inked or anything yet. Same with that one, just stitched around, a bit of froth on the top, and the same again, just stitched around and a bit of the crocheted lace on the top. Okay, so when we open it up, oh good, the sun's coming out because we've had rain again and I've got my light on. So that was the one from there. I wanted a nice tall one there, and you can probably notice I've used a bit of a lighter thread this time. I have still got the dark thread, but I just thought we were getting too much of the same darkness everywhere, so that just, you know, is a bit of a change for your eye. And then we opened it up again. I'll start at this end because you can't see it all. So this is where these three things are going in. So I made them very just thin journaling, just thin card. So there's some journaling space, I was going to say, so for people to write on. So I will just ink round the edges and perhaps round the corners at the bottom end. And then I want something on there. I'm thinking a bird. I've fussy cut a few birds, so that'll be one of the embellishments we're doing. Still haven't found anything to put on there yet, but I must admit I haven't really looked yet. But that might be a bird or something like that again. That wants embellishing, but the tabs are all done, so let's fold it over and move it across. So this, I changed my mind about this. I can't remember if I told you last time or not now. I was going to have that pinned on there, but I discovered when I've got it pinned on, the tag that should go in there obviously can't move because of the paper clip, that's it, that's in there. So I've just stuck it on there as a tuck, and we'll need to get a tag to stick in it on a journal card. Right, this is the one with the black lace, and if you remember we made that for the window envelope, one of the first things we made, so that the daisies were showing. No, not daisies, I'm not sure what they are, could be dandelions. So I just put a bit of black lace on that one just to kind of balance it out when it's all open. So I've got a bit of black on this side, a bit in the middle, and a bit on the right hand side, and we're getting quite bulky, so I've decided to just leave that picture as a picture and nothing else. I'm not going to put anything on there because it has got a gap at the top, a gap for this, yeah, and that was going that way, so that's a tag, and again that's going to need some sort of embellishment on it peeping out here. So all that's fairly plain, it's got a tag behind it, and then this is the one that we made for behind here, and again it's just got the frothy piece on the top and the stitching round, and it pops above. So we've got lots of frothy lacy bits sticking out as well. So we need to make something for in there, embellish that, and then I thought what I would do here is make a vellum pocket and chuck a journal card in, because there's not an awful lot of journaling space. So I've still got a few bits to do yet, and then obviously the back will be left plain because it's going to have a tie around it. So that's what's happened in there so far. What I want to do today is make a notebook, or a little journal for the middle of it, I should say. So I saved the dog rose page, yeah, if you remember. I really liked that. And it's quite a nice light delicate pattern because I've got a lot of heavy darks in there. So I thought I'd make that the outside somehow, just cut it down. So that's the outside of the notebook, and then I've just brought along some very lightly stained, because I'm nearly out. I haven't been able to do any yet, but some very lightly stained, tea stained paper to go in it. If I find it's too light when I've made it up, I can always stencil it up with a bit of distress ink just to bring it down again. So let's remove that piece of paper, and we've got the good old chopping machine out again, and we probably need some rough measurements, don't we? So it's going to go in there. See, there's not an awful lot of room. It's going to go in there. So it wants probably an inch, yeah, an inch and a half off the top. No, not an inch and a half, maybe 3/4 of an inch off the top or the bottom, and it wants to be in, there's that ruler. So we're looking at what, 13? About 13 that way. Let's just chop it up and see what we get, because if the worst comes to the worst and I make a mess of it, I have got plenty of other pages to go at, and this can become some lovely tags. Right, so obviously I'm going to lose the pictures somewhere. Now if I cut the top there, I'm going to lose all the top of that, and it's going to look a bit strange. All the picture on this one's on the bottom. Let's take a bit off both and see how we go. Yeah, try not to take too much off there, because that lovely flower of the dog rose is right at the bottom of that page. Right, so what do we think? We might have just got enough off there. Let's have a look. Yeah, I like the light, the way it's lighting the... Open that out, I'll be able to see better, won't I? Yeah, I think we're all right at that. We saved the flower. I mean, obviously if we've got bits that look odd of writing, we can just put embellishments on, and that looks okay in there. Just missed the top of that one, but it's not too bad. And we might have to put something on June. Actually, it doesn't look too bad, that flower, because it's a... Happy with that. Okay, I need to get it. We said 13, but we'll measure again and make sure. 13, we can maybe go to 13 and a half actually. Yeah, because we're not right in there, are we? Yeah, we can certainly go to 13 and a half. Let's see where that takes us on the picture. Oh, is my rose just about going to survive? Yeah, perfect at 13.5. What about in here? I mean, the inside's not so important, but yeah, I don't think that's going to look bad. Let's cut it. This could be a nice easy project for today. Right, I've not got 13 on there, so let's just eyeball it. We were just past that flower, weren't we? I'll do it a bit bigger and then I can always take a slither off if we're no, I think that looks pretty. Yeah, I like that. What does the back look like? Yeah, quite nice. Obviously these little bits we can cover up, but it's got a nice piece of writing there. It's got a nice poem there by Matthew Arnold, and again we can just cover those bits up, and those, I'm not very happy with that. So I don't want to make it huge because we're getting a bit chunky. Let's choose some papers. That's quite a darkish one. Yeah. So you can see all I've got left are the light ones. I use the dark ones first. Shall we go with 3 or 4? Let's go with 4. Oops, that one's got a bit of a tear at the bottom, but it'll end up being cut off, I think. Yeah. I wonder if to just fold them in the middle and then cut them all. Let's give that a go. See if a guillotine, a chopper, will cut them all in one go. And that way I'll get all 4 of the edges off that are a little bit tatty from the dyeing process and being around in the folder for a while. So, looks like it might be a sunshine and showers day here, so I'm not sure what I'm up to today, apart from a trip to the hairdressers. Probably more crafting when I get back. Oh, sorry. Although I must admit I need to do a little bit of housework before I sit down again, because once I sit down to it, hours pass. I think I've been sat half an hour and I look up and there's 2 or 3 hours gone. Okay, I'm not really bothered which way in they go. So if you do it like this, if you can get them all together, because often, well, you'll know if you put journals together yourself, the middle pages end up sticking out. The more pages you've got, the more the middle ones stick out. So if you can trim them all in one go, you get a nice flat edge. It's not an awful lot too big actually. I mean, I want it a tiny bit inside the cover. So I think I will just, I'll do it on this. I'll try to do it on this first. I won't take too much off, and then if it makes a mess of the edges, I'll do it with a craft knife and a ruler. So let's just, oh, yeah, it's quite a lot for it. Yeah, it didn't cut, didn't like that end. Let's just turn it round and see. So obviously the blade is a lot stronger at the top end. Okay, if it doesn't do it this time, I'll get the craft knife out, because that does, yeah, there's an awful lot for it. That's probably what I'm wrecking my blade. You know, that's not bad. That's quite good. But I don't think I want to do the top and the bottom with it, because I don't want to spoil that blade. So, ruler, craft knife. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, we still want a bit more off there anyway. Okay, so let's line it up on the grid. Am I in view there? Because I could do it a bit nearer to me. Otherwise I'm just going to belt the camera when I cut it. I think I can probably come a bit nearer, can't I? So if we go just inside that line there, that should just fit nicely. So I am working around the tripod here a little bit. I can't see what I'm doing. I can't get the right pressure on it because of the tripod. There, I'm at a funny angle. Let's see if I need a sharper blade. Sometimes it's the blade, but I have a feeling it's the angle I'm trying to cut at. Sharp blade won't do any harm though. That's better. Maybe it was the blade. What are you? That's better. I've ripped that front page now because my blade wasn't sharp enough. So let's take what we want off, all off the bottom. Sorry, you can see how close to the tripod I am now. Well, normally that's such an easy job off camera. So what do I think to that piece? I think I put it in the middle. And then trim it again because the middle pieces are a bit shorter. Let's try it in here. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll do it up here a bit. Might have a bit more room from the tripod. So this is scintillating stuff for you to watch, isn't it? Sorry guys. Just one of those things that's got to be done. Would you like to get off me? Thank you. Left my blade out, which was naughty. So you can see I ain't got enough room to pull back there. I think that piece is just laying there, but we'll just check. That's better. That's better. We got there in the end. Blading. That's it. Yeah, well, I'm thinking if I round the corners of this. I know Tania put a printed piece of vellum or tracing paper in hers, which I do like in the books. I like to do that in my journals, but I'm just going to try and keep this a real skinny mini. And she also made hers a removable one. I haven't decided yet about that, but I am just going to sew this in. Can't think now what Tania did. I think she might have stapled hers. Did she staple it? Or am I thinking about something else? No, I don't think she did. I think I'm thinking about something else. Right, these clips might be a bit of overkill. Why are you not straight? Oops. I'm going to have trouble with you, aren't I? I can see it. I'm thinking I might just use a needle and thread and just go through it kind of freehand rather than poke a hole, etc. Yeah, let's give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Maybe some neutrally kind of thread. So am I going to 3 pamphlet stitch? Yeah, I think I probably will. So I'll want about 3, perhaps not quite. Small pointy needle so it'll go through without the awl punching it. You'll have to excuse my nails, the Fabri-Tac has just made such an awful mess of my nail varnish. I better get all that off and sort it before I go have my hair cut. Okay, like you keep moving about on me, don't you? Right. So I'm just gonna you're not level. Still doesn't seem level, does it? I'm just going to go for it because I could spend all day, I think, messing about. I'm through now, whatever I've done. Now, because I've got a green mat, the self-healing mat, I can just poke through onto it. You will need to put a book or something underneath if I'm just going to go for it. If you have one of the glass mats or you're working on your table. I think that looks like the middle. I can't see now for the shadows. Let's poke it and see. Lost the hole. Well, no, nowhere near. No, not happy with that at all. So let's think again about how we're going to sew this signature in, because that's put a hole just where I don't want it on that. I wonder if we'd make it a flippy up notebook, journal book, so that they all flip up like that, because I'm really not liking the no, I'm not liking it. Let's try a flip up one. All we can do is try. If we don't like it, we don't have to put it in, do we? So let's chop this down. Take those. If I put those in the bin, I won't keep sticking in them, would I? That's it. Cut out the holes and the crease. Pretend we never did it. What are we like size-wise? So if what you're doing is too hard, stop and simplify it. That's my idea of enjoying your crafting. So are we too small for in there now? No, not really. What we're going to do is round the corners at the bottom. I'll do 3 at a time, it should cope no problem. How many pages have we got? Not very round, was it? So I'll cut it very square. Let's try it the other way. Oops, 6. No, it's definitely not the same round as that one. Let's see, why not? I'm having a paper fight this morning. That's better. What did we say, 6? That's better. Maybe you need emptying too. I'm definitely ready for a good tidy up. 8, so 8 pages. Well guys, the strangest thing just happened. My phone just made a horrible high-pitched noise and stopped filming, and when I looked at it, it said SOS. So I know there's an SOS button you can press on your phone if you're in danger. So here's hoping the police don't come knocking at the door to see what's up with us. That's interesting. I don't know why it did it. I do know when I'm putting my film in the my phone in the holder, the iPhone holder to film, the holder holds it right where the buttons are, and sometimes it does squeeze it and I have to cancel the SOS, but I've never had it come on halfway through filming before, so wow, that was a bit of a shock. Anyway, while I was having a look at that and I was off film, I quickly went to the sewing machine and sewed the papers. I didn't do anything else. You saw me cut them. All I did was sew across the top of them and then come back on. So I'll have to try and probably finish this video and then have a look at my phone, see what's up with it. So let's have a look at it in the book, in the folio I should say. Yeah, so I'm liking the lightness of it. I think it might need stitching around to make it match everything else, but I think I might use that light coloured stitching again on there. And then I think, so just to show you, it's just a, and they'll rip off if you want them to because it's stitched, and or you can use it as a just a journal book as is in there. Like I say, I haven't decided whether it's going to be a takeout one or not at the moment. I'll have a little think about that. So let's just do a little bit of embellishing before we call it a day, and then we'll call it a day and finish it off in a final video. So let's get a glue book. A glue book and some glue. Oh, that's shaken me a little bit. That's such a noise. I never heard a noise like it come from my phone. Right, let's move on. So, sorry, you're obviously in a completely different place now because I had to take my phone out of the holder, and yep, let's have a look there. So that's the front. We need a thing in there. So this wants something on here. Bring all my little fussy cuts over. You probably can't see them now, can you? Right, so I'm looking for birds really. Got a bird, a bird, a bird. Not that I don't want the plants or the butterflies, but I'm just thinking some birds would be nice. Yeah, I'll cut that little one out because I was looking for him for somewhere specific. How about this guy in here? I'm not going to ink round him. Is he the guy we want? Yeah, he's a bit too red to go with that. I like the brownness of him. That's an odd thing to say, I know, but I'm not going to ink him. I don't think he needs anything behind him either. I like the script behind him. So often when we're putting a picture on something, we'll put a piece of script behind it to make it pop. The script is already there, so I'm just going to glue him down. I mean, I like heavily decorated journals. This is my first folio, and this is certainly heavily decorated even before we start adding embellishments, so I'm going to try and not overdo the embellishing because it's so colourful itself. I mean, that's the backing paper on there. It is to be written on, so it's light enough to be written on, but it's still fussy, so I don't think it needs anything. So just have him on there. So that little bird I was thinking on here. Then we have a couple of little butterflies, didn't we? Because this has got a bit of a. Let me just have him on there. Yep. Right, he does need something under him. He's very bare, isn't he? He's just on a perch in mid-air. That's not good. So what do we want behind him? I wonder if a little piece of text out of the So when I did all my fussy cuts of the book and there was little bits left on the pages that I was fussy cutting, I saved the bits of text. Just cut round them fancy. What have we got there? So I don't want, some of these are just labels. I don't want labels because I'll label them wrong, but that's just a bit of text. Let's see what that looks like. I know it wants chopping down, but a bit of text and a bit of, although we've already got some of this, haven't we, on the end of the tab. Let's try for a plain piece of froth. So that needs to be just like a torn piece of text. Irregular and because it's a very plain background, isn't it? I'm wondering if that background needs a bit of stamping on it. That frothy bit off the top. I suppose if we put him right at the bottom, he's not hanging in mid-air then, is he? Let's just put it down. I'm sorry, I really keep knocking you. That's about 3 times now. So I'm going to put glue stick on these bits, and then I'm going to put some fabric tack on the bird, which will go through the fabric, and the fabric will show him sticking up a bit over there a bit. The fabric tack will soak through into the fabric and stick it to the page. Okay, my birds are singing, so I'm guessing the rain is stopping. Not the birds on the page, the birds in the garden. A lot of glue there, but I wanted it to go through that material. Let's ink around that butterfly. Just disguise any bad cutting, or help to disguise it. And I think just glue stick will be fine. So we're very nearly done with the folio. Just need to find a few words. There's some words for the word for the front to go in the holder. Right, while we're here, can we find something to put on that? Which way up do you go? I think you're a bit much. The leaf is nice. What will you look like just stuck in there? Or branch rather, it's a branch. No, not feeling that one. I'm wondering if that could have something tall on it. See how I like to decorate and use up all the journal space, because that is supposed to be for writing on. Oh, that's, the back was for writing on as well, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. This is the fun bit, sticking all the pretty bits on. Like I say, when people get the journals, they can always take a lot of the removable stuff out that they don't, you know, if they don't want them as full as I make them. So yeah, we stuck a nice thing on there, but that isn't the piece I was looking for. That was that's nice. Let's must be the blossom. There's another piece. Yeah, this is thinking, quiet thinking mode. I'm not sure if I want something a bit, what's the word, holier, so you can see the gap here. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. So you can see the words poking through it rather than just round it. You know what I mean, like through these gaps. Yeah, I like that. Did it need inking? No, I don't think it does. Must have had it at an angle, did I? That's better. No, I'm going to say no. It's framed with the like the yellowy colour of the book, and the fact that it's sat on the text means it's got a bit of depth, a bit of texture without the inking. Yeah, I like it without. Well, some of you might be crying out for ink round that and prefer it with ink, but no, I like that. I like those two pieces. I'm probably going to stick together, so I will take them out when I stop filming. I'll take everything I've glued out and let it dry properly. And that's going to need some embellishing, but we'll come back to that. So that's going to sit in there. We're going to need a little card for in there, but that's not going to be a biggie. So it'll have a label and something, a bit of the stitching. We might have something over there. Oh, where's that big birdie? They're a nice size from there. I bet I'm going to be out of birds, aren't I? Because I was thinking I'd like one over there. Cherry blossom, or whatever kind of blossom it is. Is it that way up? No. You can't both go in there. We've got a squirrel behind it though, haven't we? Yeah. Let's go for the blossom. Oh no, let's go for the bird. I've got a tiny bit of something for the bottom. So he looks like he's amongst the no, because you can see it's a completely different coloured branch to what he's sitting on. I wonder if I could just have a piece of that at the bottom. You can hear that bus. Nope. I like the bird. I don't like anything else with him. It's about that. No. Do we think he's alright just on his own? I wonder if like a Tracy label or something might do the trick. I haven't put any in here so far, but sometimes it's just what you need. Let's cut it out and see. This is going to be a very long video. Probably need to stick this one down and then call it a day. And come back for another one and just finish all the bits. So I'll just stick this one down. Oops. Looks like the sun's coming out. And I better go and get myself ready. Yeah, I do like him. It's not in midair as such because of all the stenciling around him. So it does look like he's in trees or flowers, foliage, something. Yeah, just put that at the bottom so there's not a lot of big white space. Okay guys, and I think that's time I called it enough, because I'll just go on and on and on. So still a fair bit to do, but one more video should wrap it up. Okay, lovely. Thank you for spending time with me. Hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow with the end of the project. Thanks guys, bye bye.